Hi, this is Robin at Riot Audio. I'm very happy to talk to you today about Vignettes. This is a simple instrument with 20 source sounds taken from various production sessions for instruments that Riot Audio have put out over the last few years, and it's in keeping with some of the earlier designs from the Riot Audio catalogue. It's also got a handy randomize button that we'll get to in a moment, and a medium-sized number of presets to play with to get you started. Let's dive right in. So let's look at vignettes here. This is a one-page instrument, one of the simpler ones that we've done, and it's essentially a callback to some of the early instruments in the Riot Audio range, where some of the ideas were very simple and just immediate. And here we've got three octaves really. This is the sort of the main idea behind this type of instrument, where you will have a normal kind of layer, a normal pitch layer, and then a -1 kind of sub-octave below that, and a +1, a kind of octave above that as well, playing at the same time. And being able to dial those in as and when you want with some controls, it makes it really kind of neat, and you can get some very kind of epic and very kind of big very quickly. It's not a new idea, but it's worked very well for some of the instruments in the past that we've done. And here, some of the source sounds are kind of updated versions of previous production sessions for instruments over the last few years for Riot Audio. So it's a bit of a snapshot of what the Riot Audio kind of sound world is about, but you won't find those sounds in any of the other instruments. So it's all kind of new. But it's within the sound world that, if those of you who know Riot Audio a bit better, you might be familiar with some of the sound worlds at least here, but certainly not the patches. They're all fresh. So what we've got here is a simple instrument. The envelope is a master envelope, so you can dial in attack, decay, sustain, release, and in the main, this instrument is probably best for pads, to be honest, but we can also do keys, and there are in the presets there are some keys here as well, which have just a very short attack and then not too crazy decays and sustains all the way down, so that sort of thing. The pad sounds are kind of more evolving, more longer. They all kind of have fairly long envelopes, and I think that's what this instrument is best at. Okay, so currently all the octaves are going on at the same time. If we take them out, it's a bit thinner. Yeah, just there are still layers because the source sounds sometimes are fairly complex already. But if we really want to bring it all in, we kind of dial in the low octaves, for example. You can start to hear the lower octave come in there, and the higher octave as well. Yeah, that shimmer at the top. So the next control here is tone, and instead of using high pass filter, low pass filters, this is just a combination of both, and you can either go for a dark tone, kind of very low passy, or the opposite, lighter, just brighter, and with a bit of a high pass going on. So it's a one-stop control. And if you want to automate that, that's quite a useful control to sort of play with. Yeah, because it sort of has this filter, rising filter kind of shape. The other two controls are delay and reverb with time and length, and nothing complicated going on there. The delay time can get very long. Which for this type of instrument I think works really well. And same with the reverb, the length, I think total length is something like 8 seconds or something. Other than that, there are only 3 central controls here. The bottom one is a balance slider, which we can use to adjust the balance between left and right. So A and B, I mean, the layers on the left and the layer on the right. So this is also one that it's fun to automate or play with when you're performing. The next control is a randomize button, and that just randomizes the source sounds. So So there are a fair number of presets already here for the pads, but really there are unlimited, because you can just keep clicking through randomize, and you'll just get quite a large number. I don't know exactly. We have 20 source sounds, so 20 by 20, I guess it's 400 types of sounds you could get in theory. So just play around with randomize until you get the ones you like, and just go with that. It's super easy, and just shuffles them around really. And the last button here, that's just volume, so that's mapped to a controller on your NKS keyboard if you're using that. You can also select source sounds individually, so by clicking on them here, we've numbered them. There's nothing there's nothing particularly individual about any of them in terms of where they come from. They're just sort of, it's a mix of different origins, so we thought numbers keeps it kind of neater and cleaner. So yeah, that's what it really is. Let's play a couple of the presets, but I'd also refer you to the full presets playthrough in a separate video. Right, that's all from me today about vignettes. Thanks for watching.